we're gonna start over. Here we are. Yeah, I finally made the decision and had the good timing of being able to set up the second bedroom in my apartment into a recording studio. I say recording studio, it's more like a glorified office. I've been wanting to do this, or have the opportunity to do this, or have even the space to do this for a long time, so that I can start to, make the kind of content that I want to be making. On top of all the regular training stuff that I normally make, I also want to be making educational stuff for anybody interested. Waiting on packages. Making this kind of content for anybody interested in any sort of, content related to exercise physiology or sports science, and eventually even doing certification courses and these kinds of things. Some things I'm immediately interested in are doing like certified personal trainer courses, and there are some resources that I'm looking forward to being able to use and utilize to be able to give out some free content in terms of preparing students that are looking to get their CPTs or their SNSs and these kinds of things into some sort of content that they can use to study from. I know a few already, and I'm sure there's plenty more that would appreciate that, because I don't think there is any content on YouTube or any sort of platform for that outside of, the self-guided learning. But, I do think some sort of a guided, taught program helps, right? I mean, I learned plenty when I was doing the courses and these kinds of things for my CSCS, and I appreciated a lot of the content that was online from individuals like Dr. Jacob Gooden, Movement System, all these kinds of people, especially Dr. Jacob Gooden. I take a lot of inspiration from him. Maybe one day he'll be watching my videos, which would be pretty cool. His content is great. You can go check him out. Big help when I was taking my CSCS, so I appreciate that a lot, and I'm hoping that I'd be able to provide the same amount of value to anybody getting prepared for any kind of board exam or test that they're trying to do. Give you a little tour, I guess, of the setup. So we have my mic and the arm. Pretty cool. In terms of the desk, I mean, we have a few things. There's obviously going to be more light. I'm using a light here that makes the scene very cinematic, so it's pretty cool. But I'll have some better lighting in the future. This is just like first video kind of thing. But we do have my desk set up, so we have my two monitors here. I have one that's in landscape for any sort of browsing or whatever, and then this one's going to be in vertical because I want to feel smart about myself and be able to read any of my studies, right? So it looks like this, which is really cool. If you can make your monitor vertical, you too can be smart. I'm going to be obviously setting up the wall behind me to look kind of cool. I've got some things I've already planning. For example, I have all my certifications that I'm going to be putting up. So I got like my CPT from NSCA that I got a few years back, a few empty ones where I'm going to put like my CSCS from the NSCA, and then my sport nutrition specialization from NCSF. Right, I also have my first ever certification, which was my CPT from NASM. And then I have the big dogs that I'm going to be putting up. So I have my bachelor's, my undergrad in physical education, sports and fitness studies specializations. The really big dog, which is my master's degree. Right, so I have my master's in kinesiology and exercise science from FIU. I got this back in 2023, about a year before I started my PhD. I took a year off to think about what I was going to do with my life, and I decided to ruin it by pursuing a PhD. So if you're in that boat and you are trying to make that decision, I have no advice for you. So looking forward to the content that's going to be made here, everything that's going to get set up, and the cool stuff hopefully I'll be able to share with you guys on this very interesting journey of exercise science. That's all from me now. Maybe next time you'll get a cool vid. Peace.